This is SportsCenter with Elle Duncan.
Oh, hello. It's a solo show for me today, but this show is absolutely stacked. PTI is back in just a few minutes to give us their top picks for the U.S. Open, and we've got the SEC schedule release for 2024 a full 15 months early because it just means more. Plus, you down with new OCs? Lamar Jackson and Justin Herbert are like, yeah, you know me. What they said about them is still ahead, and more of those dad jokes. Please don't turn. Speaking of which, are they turning? The focus of the golf world turns to Southern California this week as the 123rd U.S. Open begins tomorrow at Los Angeles Country Club. But the talk in L.A. this week has centered on everything but who might take home this year's third major, with the PGA Tour and Saudi Arabia's Public Investment Fund announcing plans to unify last week. Mark Schlabach's been all over the story for us and has much more in tonight's SportsCenter report. Yankees, as we say hello to our friend Eduardo Perez, who's going to be on the call tonight for Wednesday Night Baseball. Eduardo, it's so interesting when you think about the Yankees because they're 10 games over 500, right? Right now they've technically got a wild card spot, but they're 8 games out of the division lead, and they obviously have much bigger aspirations than just winning the AL East. What would they need to accomplish to consider this season a success?
Get to the World Series.
Yeah.
I mean, every Yankee fan knows it. They are the New York Yankees.
Certainly no bragging rights for their Mets, right, either, because they've had an abysmal season as well, especially when you consider how much money they spent. They're currently the 5th worst team in the National League. Give me something that they've got to do to turn this season around.
The veterans have to show up. I mean, that's plain and simple. Yes, they have a lot of young players around.
Being at 4th in the NL East right now, it is June. Technically, they're out of the playoff hunt, which would be apropos for a team that's missed the playoffs 18 times in the last 22 seasons. Much more with Eduardo Perez and crew coming up tonight as we get ready from Citi Field right here over on ESPN. NBA reporter Tim Bontemps. Tim, what's the latest you can share with us and what's happening with Beal in D.C.?
Well, as Adrian Wojnarowski reported earlier today, the Wizards and their new president...
is getting smaller and smaller as Dame is getting older despite the incredible production that we're seeing still. Tim Bontemps with the latest here on SportsCenter. Thanks, Tim. Verlander, so we'll see if he can get off the schneid. For now, we say goodbye here on SportsCenter. We'll see you tomorrow. Get it out to baseball. Thanks.